All right, welcome everybody. Again, this is Avi Kochik. I'm your host. I'm here in Salt Lake City, Utah, and we have about 61 participants, which is, it's so-so. We can do better than that. So make sure you're inviting your teammates to get on this call because we have a fantastic trainer for you here today, and that is Mr. Michael Huggins. Michael, before getting started with Renatus, Michael was actually working two low-wage jobs at Jiffy Lube and Sears Auto Center. He was covered in oil and smelled like oil, and he felt like he was worked like a mule. This was about eight years ago, he had gotten invited down to a Renatus event, and he saw value in it right away. But the problem was he didn't have the money. Now, when most people come to an obstacle like that, they'll just be like, okay, I can't do this. I don't have the money, and they'll just move on. But not Michael. That did not stop him because he just got creative. In fact, he went and asked his mother-in-law to borrow money, and she said no. But that obstacle also didn't stop him. He continuously followed up with her, showed value to her in the product, and eventually said, okay, fine. So, after getting started with Renatus, we fast forward about 8 years. Michael, he plugged in, he started doing deals, he started growing his team. And now, 8 years later, he is a seven-figure income earner. He's grown his team across the nation, and he's also a PAC member. So we are fortunate enough to have Michael as our trainer here today. So without further ado, I'd like to bring up our speaker, Mr. Money Michael Huggins. Michael, how are you here today?
Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Avi. I'm doing great. Sounds like you're doing great also. All right. And people are piling in. Good morning. Cool. Okay. Thanks, Avi. And what a cool little video that Woody made this morning with the Money Matrix stuff. And, Mr. Snyder was right about the 5 levels of digression. If anyone comes up to you about some course correction, hey, you need to change this, change that. Don't justify, don't blame, don't get into management mode. Just course correct and get back to work. It'll totally pay you the dividends you're looking for. All right, as more people are piling in here, just shoot a text over to your teammates and your friends. Remind them, hey man, every Wednesday, we're here. Where are you at? We're focused. We're consistent. We're making money. Where's everybody else? All right. So I'll be brought up a good point that we are going to be having cash flow in Denver this week, and I get to host. So real quick, while people are still coming in, let's talk about how to use a cash flow game, a game event, to make some sales. Here's how it works for us. And the good news is whatever is going on in your local area, you can create a cash flow game to support it. So you don't have to change anything that's going on with your area and the schedule. This is something to add that will actually be pretty easy. So let me pull up my screen share here. I'm going to draw out some cash flow. So who has, let me ask, who has, gosh, this is hard because half you guys are on the call. Just so you know, this is a webinar too, so you guys can chime in and see, not just listen. Okay, never mind on the survey. I'll just show you guys something. Cash flow, cash flow. All right, so we're getting back into cash flow pretty heavily here in Denver, and we did it quite a bit in Salt Lake before. We got so big that it didn't make sense. We couldn't keep doing it. We had to change, had to make a change. Okay, cash flow 101, how to take advantage of this event. Well, here's how we do it in Denver. Ooh. For Denver, what we do it is on Saturdays. from 10 a.m. until noon. And I like wrapping it up by noon because then when you're doing your invitations, you could tell people, hey, done by noon, which means you still have most of your Saturday. And then they go, oh, you're right, that's a good point. So people, if they realize they're not having to give up their whole Saturday, they're more quick to show up. So, hey, if we're done by noon, means you still have most of your Saturday. Okay, so we get to see that with cash flow. Property tours, same thing. Not so much with super Saturdays and intensives because that's the whole day. But with cash flows, you can for sure say that. Hey, we're done by noon, which means you still have most of your Saturday. Oh, okay. I'll tell my wife I'll be there in the morning. So we do setup at 9 a.m. And remember, each table holds 6 players plus 1 banker. Okay. So now in Denver, we got 5, sometimes 6 tables set up. It's pretty awesome. We're pushing 40 people. Then we got a couple floaters and a couple people helping set up and tear down. So we got sometimes 50 people at cash flow. Okay, so quick side note. Let's say you got 3 tables full of people, right? It's working. You got all the people. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And the bankers. And then someone shows up. Someone's late, right? It's 10:15 or whatever. And they show up late and we're like, oh, okay. Well, instead of trying to make a new table and throw one guy with another new banker, this new table, or 2 people, right? Instead, just squeeze them on in. Give them a game sheet and pull them up at the table. Just here, grab a seat right next to the banker. Let me catch you up a little bit with why you're late or what you missed since you were late. And just squeeze them in. Give them a name, give them a mouse and a cheese and a piece of paper and let them start rolling. It doesn't interrupt anyone else's game, right? All these other people that are playing, doesn't matter if we add a new person because it's just rolling the dice and drawing cards. So that's one functional thing that's been helpful, is just adding the late person to an already full table. Okay, so now we can get 7 or even 8 players at a table with 1 banker. And then what we'll do is at a table, we really try to make sure that we have a guest, and then we have an IMA, an IMA, and an IMA. We try to balance it. Okay. If you have a table of all guests or all IMAs, if it's all guests, it goes super slow and people don't have the aha moments that you want them to have. If it's all IMAs, then what's the point? We're not making any money. So guests, let's get some guests going. So every other has been the best for us. And then we put the banker right here at the bottom. And just keep it more balanced, okay? If you have all guests that have never played before, then keep it sprinkled throughout. Now, if you got a bunch of experienced guests and some not so experienced guests, that's good. Just keep it balanced. You don't want everyone new or everyone to have experience. You want a balance. Okay? So here's how the schedule breaks down for the event. So from 10 to 10:15, we explain the game. We explain the purpose of our meeting and the purpose of the game in our lives. And then like some tips and tricks and do's and don'ts. And then we just get right into it. Then from 10:15 to 11 is gameplay, where they're just doing their best. Then from 11 to 11:10, we give them a strategy. We give them a new strategy to play by, and we also show them the new cash flow patterns of the poor, the middle class, and the wealthy. So now when they're playing the game, they realize, oh, I'm doing the poor person's cash flow pattern. What the hell am I doing that for? And they can start to adjust. Okay. Then from basically 11:10 to 11:50 is more play with the strategy. And we're speeding everything up. And people are basically getting almost 2 turns in the same amount of time it took them to do 1 turn, now that we have a strategy. And then from 11:50 to noon, we do a Q&A, but it's more of what did you learn at the game today? So what did you learn about debt? What did you learn about the rat race? What did you learn about cash flow or partnerships? What did you learn? And then we a bam fam. We build for the next event. So we always have our next intensive or Super Saturday. We have a slide at the end to promote that. Then we also have a slide to promote the weekly 4 pillars. And it's been really successful for us, just running this cash flow schedule like this. This also allows, if you think about it, it allows you to take your guests to lunch right afterwards. If you want to build more rapport, get to know them better, move them closer. Maybe this is their 3rd exposure. They've already come to a 4 pillars, a follow-up. Now they're at a cash flow game. Well, then take them to lunch, right? Something happens when you break bread with people and get the order in that way. What we're going to start doing is adding a house tour onto the cash flow game. So we'll make the cash flow wrap up at noon. Everyone go grab a bite to eat. And then at like 1:30 or 2, we'll all meet at a house tour. So some people will spend all day with us. Some people will just come to cash flow. Some will come just to the house tour. But we want to improve the system and make sure that all of you guys and gals out in wonderful Renatus land know why we're so successful here in Denver with our cash flow game. So with what I've explained there, go ahead, come off mute or type in your questions. Let's get some clarity so you guys can go out there and crush it with this super fun game, this super powerful event, and it really converts. It creates a lot of sales for us. So what questions do you have about cash flow, how you can implement it, improve it? What do you want to know? Feel free to
Hey,
come.
I came on late today, but I just want to know, how do you promote this?
Oh, okay. Well, Tyrese, welcome to the call. Remember, it's every day, top of the hour at 8 o'clock Mountain Time anyway. I don't know what time zone you're in. But here's how we promote it. So when I'm inviting people, it depends. If it's my first time guest, well, I say a lot of the same things. Doesn't matter what event they're at. Okay, so first thing I say is, this is a workshop, not a meeting. Don't call it a meeting. Call it a workshop or an event where you will raise your financial IQ. So if I'm talking to someone face to face and I say, hey, this Saturday we're going to do a workshop where it's going to raise your financial IQ, then I'll say, do you know what that is? Through a text, it's not as powerful as a conversation over the phone or face to face. So I say, hey man, we're going to raise your financial IQ. Do you know what that is? Most people go, no, I have no idea what financial IQ is. You say, okay, well, all the more reason for you to come to our workshop. But let me tell you this, a low financial IQ means you work for money. And a high financial IQ means money, you get it now, works for you. So in the game, you're going to walk away. At the end of the workshop, you are going to have a higher financial IQ. It's so exciting. You got to be there. And usually that's enough to get someone to attend. Okay? But other people, let's say people have money working for them. Maybe they have a rental property, or maybe they are a real estate investor, or they own a restaurant or a business, something, and they got something working for them, but it's not enough. And so the other thing in the game is you're going to learn how to negotiate, learn how to negotiate deals. Because when deals pop up, if the person's not going to buy them, then we negotiate at the table who's going to buy it. So you get to learn negotiation. Here's how I describe it to people is basically you're going to change your relationship with money. Right? Some people are like, I don't care about money. I just want to improve my relationships with my family. Right? But if you're poor and you can't do a lot of things, it's hard. So what we do is we say, okay, you want to change your relationship with money. How do you relate with money? How does money relate with you? You can change your relationship with money and have more control over it just by playing this game in this workshop that we host. The other thing that I call it is a real estate investing simulator. Right, you want to practice some of the ideas that you've been learning. You want to see what your decisions what effect they'll have, how they'll play out after a couple of years on your cash flow. You can start to run this real estate investing simulator and practice with no risk. Practice without risk, right? We're just using funny money, but everything's based in reality. The whole game, every decision, every card, every scenario is all based in reality. So I also will tell people it's 100 times more fun and 100 times more real than Monopoly. So Terry, sometimes I'll say all of these all in one conversation to somebody, but sometimes just a few of them will work. If I tell people, hey, you want to learn how to negotiate deals and change your relationship with money, come to our Cash Flow 101 workshop this Saturday, and you'll learn through this real estate investing simulator. I had to practice doing a bunch of deals without taking on any risk. And at the end of it, they'll raise your financial IQ. So you see how to make money work for you, because if you have a low financial IQ, you work for money. Now, this game's 100 times more real and 100 times more fun than Monopoly. It is by invitation only. It's not open to the public, but I could put you on my guest list. Would you like to be my guest? See, anybody could do that. So you got to create a little bit of intrigue at the end. It's by invitation only and not open to the public. But I can put you on the guest list. Would you like to be my guest? Can everyone handle that? Is that easy? Maybe reading my handwriting isn't easy, but saying it and inviting people to cash flow, that's easier than reading my handwriting. Okay, so this is easy. Everyone can do it. Does that help, Tyrese? You're going to get out there and invite some people, create a cash flow game?
Yes, Michael. Well, my name's Thais, by the way.
Oh, there's no R. Thais.
No. Thank you. No, but that was very helpful. Thank you.
Yeah, you got it, man. Thanks for participating. So cash flow is great for first-time people or eighth-time people, right? You're just trying to get them to show up. And they're like, well, I've already been to your weekly thing. I've been to the follow-up. I've been to a Super Saturday. All right, come to cash flow. Another great reason. Another powerful opportunity to change the way you look at money. And it's duplicatable. Like you said, Kevin, This is something anybody could do. Okay, just we don't have, let me see. How would I do this? You know what? So here's got a question about how do we greet and address a group before and after the game. I'm trying to figure out, I have a PowerPoint that I want to make available to you. Now it's not, a corporate approved PowerPoint. Like they haven't put their stamp of approval on it, but I understand what makes things compliant, so I know it's a compliant PowerPoint. Let me grab the link to it because we put it in the drive, and then you guys should be able to grab it. Hold on a sec here. Google Drive. Cash flow. Let's see if we got it here. Cash flow. Oh man, that is an old PowerPoint. Not that one. There we go. Oh, if you guys want to see me hosting a cash flow game, here is copy link. Okay. All right, now how to get it into Zoom. Okay. Let's do this. Oh, I figured it out. Okay, so now I should be able to just drop it into the chat box. And then someone please tell me if this link works. So you guys can see, this isn't the PowerPoint, this is just a video of me doing it. So there's a link to the drive. Tell me if you got access to it now. While I'm pulling up the PowerPoint. Okay. Okay. Link to 3 video. Cool, it's working. Okay, here's the other PowerPoint. Guys, I'm so glad you came on the call today. We are hooking you up. Okay, so this next one, drop in the link, copy, paste, boom, bing, bang. Right into Google Docs. Cool. Okay, let me get you this other one. So this other one, this slide here is pretty much the script. Okay. You'll see basically how we go about it. Slide 4, slide 5. All right, this is so cool. Oh, I'm glad this is working. Copy, paste. All right, Sherry Wallace. Let me show you something. Okay, that should be working now. Let me bring back my screen. Bada bing, bada boom. Zoop. There we go. So all you would do down at the bottom is just change your name. Welcome to Cash Flow 101. My name is Michael Huggins. I'll be your cash flow facilitator for today. Here's what you can expect. We're going to learn how to raise your financial IQ. What is that, everybody? I don't know. Hey, maybe it's when you have money work for you versus you work for money. Then we'll learn what the wealthy teach their kids, blah, 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 blah. We'll go just right on through it. Here's a cash flow game sheet. Up at the top, here's your occupation. Write down what color you are. Here's your income statement. Here's your balance sheet. Here's the game. Pay attention. We got pink squares to choose your dream. We got the starting place, your mouse right here in the rat race. Okay, now let's familiarize ourselves with the board, the game pieces, opportunity cards, market cards. Just go right down. It's seriously 1 minute. Don't try to explain it too much, because while they're playing it, all your explanations will start to make sense. And then this is the goal. The goal of the game isn't to make money. The goal of the game is to get out of the rat race and onto the fast track. And how do we do that? We do that by creating more passive income and monthly expenses. Everyone, look at the top of your sheet. What does it say your goal is? Oh, create more passive income than monthly expenses. Great, highlight that, circle it, remind yourself that's what we're doing here. Here's the order in which you're going to fill out your sheet in case you take a bank loan. Okay, here's how bank loans work. Remember, our goal is to create more passive income than total expenses. Okay, perfect credit on bank loans, $1,000 increments, interest-only payments, 120% interest. Here's some hints and pointers. Use your eraser. So write lightly, don't use a pen. Remember, listen as each card is read, because every card applies to the table. Remember to ask for your payday, play the game as you live your life, watch the strategies others are employing, and don't coach others at the table. This is a huge one. Don't coach others, don't receive coaching. So I pause here for a second, and I make a little joke here, and I say, hey everyone, quick reminder, don't coach others at the table, and don't receive coaching at the table, right? And by the looks of some of you, I definitely wouldn't take advice from your neighbor. Ha ha ha, just a joke. I say it's a joke, remind people, just joking. But seriously, don't take advice. Do your best, it's just a game. And those of you who want to give advice, don't. Okay, if we told you how to play the game, then you wouldn't be here learning it and loving it. So let someone else fall in love with it. Don't coach others at your table. Do your best. You can ask questions. Okay, and I'll clarify this on the coaching part of the instruction. You can ask questions like, what does this mean? What does that mean? What is this? But you're not allowed to ask questions, should I buy this deal? Should I or shouldn't I? We're not going to do yes or no's for decisions, but we'll help you clarify so you can make a decision. But all the decisions are yours. Okay? Celebrate the success of others. So if someone closes on a deal, someone gets out of the rat race, let's celebrate, and then I'll get the whole group engaged. I'll say, all right, everyone, let's pretend like Andrew just got out of the rat race. And then everyone claps. Woo-hoo, yeah, got out of the rat race. All right, everyone, let's play. Person to the left of the banker goes first. Okay, so that's our setup. Then we play for 45 minutes, like I said earlier. And then we pause here. This next slide, we pause here. And we go over poor, middle class, and wealthy cash flow patterns. This is what they are right here. So you could just put it up on your slide, or you could draw it out on the whiteboard. Then we bring up a pretend deal. Say, all right, guys, let's play by some numbers. Let's look at this deal. What is helpful on the deal? Well, guess what? All the wording up at the top, not helpful. It was a distraction. How many of you were trying to decide if it was a good deal based off their legal troubles, or based off of, not needing a loan, or it has a nice swing set in the backyard, right? Let's not get distracted. Let's look at just the numbers. So speaking of numbers, how do we calculate our ROI? How do we pick a minimum cash flow, and what minimum equity do we need to have a good deal? And we'll put up on the board, here's what ROI is. It's return on investment. So if you invest 20 grand and you returns $10,000 this year, you have a 50% return. Does that make sense to everyone? Yes. Okay, so what's your minimum ROI? It's minimum cash flow and minimum equity for you to do a deal. If the opportunity meets two of your requirements, do the deal. You don't need to wonder anymore. You just go, it meets my deal. Then we say, all right, do you know someone who could benefit from playing this game and learning these strategies? Would you be willing to invite them? If so, everyone with their hand in the air gets $10,000 from the banker. So we do this at the break, right in the middle of the day, right at 11 o'clock. And then they're thinking, wait a minute, 10,000 just for inviting somebody? Why do I get that? So since that question's in their head, we say it. So why do you think we just did that? Some people yell out answers, whatever, and you go, well, the main point is that the more people involved in an entrepreneur community, the more money can be made by everyone. So when we include more people, more deals can happen, more information flows, more resources are available. And so by including more people in our community, that's very valuable, so much so that you can make 10 grand just by including somebody. That's it. Just that quick explanation. We say, all right, so let me ask you this. Now that we've developed a strategy, does this deal fit your strategy? Now they look at it. There's the ROI, there's the cash flow, there's the equity. Does it meet your deal? If so, then all you have to do is give the down payment to the banker and the property is yours. So if by this time they haven't bought a deal, we now gave them 10 grand and put a deal up in their face. So now they can, go through the exercise and the motion of buying a property. It's pretty awesome, okay? Then we'll take a break halfway through and just say, hey, everyone, if you ever pulled a doodad but you own a business or you're a real estate investor, you can turn those doodads in and get half back for tax write-offs, for your tax refund. But if you don't own a business or real estate, this doesn't apply to you. And then that's also a thing that people go, oh, wait a minute, I want to be involved. I want tax breaks. Okay, now play by your strategy. We got another 40 minutes or so, and then this is one of the last slides. We wrap up and we say, all right, we got 10 minutes or so before we wrap up this event. It's been powerful. Let's go around the tables and have someone share real quick. What did you learn about some of these things up on the board here? What did you learn about the value of your dreams or assets versus liabilities? What did you learn about debt? And have some people share, okay? And then we ask the whole room, what's holding you back from playing cash flow in real life? And they're going to say money, time, fear, knowledge. They're just going to shout it out. Okay, great. Well, here's one thing. We are helping people get out of the board game and into real life real estate investing. Here's what we're going to do. We have a powerful workshop coming up next week, and we're going to go over the 4 pillars of wealth, how to get involved in real estate, all the do's and don'ts, and how you can be a part of our team and leverage our resources. It is by invitation only, so get back with the person that invited you here, and they can register you for next Wednesday. Congrats on being here, everyone. Have a great day. And then hit the music. Now, if we're promoting another event, then we were telling people about the Garrett Gunderson workshop too. So now we're just promoting nationals, and we're promoting their next workshop in April. So that's it, guys. That's it. You should now have access to this presentation. You just go and change a few things. Does that work? So you will get these slides. Oh, sorry. I put it in the wrong spot. Thanks for letting me know. Here you go. Cool, guys and gals. Okay. So Batman's got a quick plug. He says, hey, Mr. Mike, I like cash flow a lot. The first time I played, I got out of the rat race and won my dream. I haven't played again because I don't want to lose the next time and stay in the rat race. So I'm applying what I learned in the game and my classes to get out of the real life rat race. That's it, man. It's all about applying what you're learning. Cool. Okay, get after it. Go change some people's lives. That's what we're here to do. So speaking of changing people's lives, Do you realize the opportunity that Mr. Snyder has given us with the promotion on becoming an IMA and being able to get someone on board with you? How cool is that? Where is it? There you go. Save image. Boom. There we go. Okay, insert a picture. Right here. Picture. This one. Done. There we go. This opportunity is huge. Everyone picking up what Bob Snyder's putting down? So this right here is incredible. We have so much opportunity with building our teams, getting people to nationals. Basically, new IMA signs up. They put their 197 in. Signatures are verified. Email to Jay Stark, and they will receive a free ticket to nationals. So we got a bunch of people who maybe they have their education, but they're not an IMA yet. Well, hit them up. Yeah, I was just talking to Mike Word, and I asked him, Mike, how many sales have you made since you joined? He says he's made 25 sales. Good job, man. And I say, all right, how many of them are IMAs? He says 3. I said, okay. You realize if you get those 22 people to nationals, have them become an IMA, have them fall in love with the program, and get those 22 people to nationals, how much money would you make if you got them all 5-star? Well, 22 people times $18,000 buckets, we're looking at almost $400,000. So I said, Mike, is it worth it to set aside a few hours today and call all of them and get them engaged, get them enrolled, help them get to nationals? For 400 grand? Absolutely. Right? Even if it's just one more, one is still 18 grand. To help them get 5-star, you would earn $18,000. And here's the biggest promotion part of it is if we get it done by tomorrow at midnight, they can still be included in the banquet. This is incredible. What an opportunity. Usually they get the cutoff. No guests are allowed at the banquet, and it's just cut off. But this is huge. We want to include way more people than we've ever included before. We want to make this more inclusive instead of exclusive. We want to have a bigger impact. You know, we're getting our name out there that we are the best in the nation. And so Bob Snyder said, well, how can we improve? How can we impact more people? And this is it. So we got a short window, right? We basically have one more day to get them included in the banquet, and then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 more days. We got a week to get them into the nationals. So start making ads. Start calling your friends. Start calling your old leads. Start calling those people who looked at Renatus and went, I don't know if it's for me. It looks nice, but I don't know. And say, look, you can become a member for $200, be included in our national conference, and I will help you make your first few sales. If you come to nationals, I'll show you exactly how to do it. Everyone you know needs a new business anyway, right? Everyone that you know needs a profitable, no overhead, no employee, no traffic business. Everyone needs one of those kinds of businesses, a profitable, no overhead, no employee, no traffic business. When I see you don't have to drive in traffic for your business to work. You don't have to drive to houses. You know, these realtors, they got businesses. but they are stuck in traffic. How often? Man, oh man. Okay, so this way, if you're talking to people and go, hey, would you like a way to make money, right? Profitable, a way to make money with no overhead, right? There's no monthly cost. There's no buying supplies and marking them up and trying to sell them again, right? There's no employees. No one talks back to you. No, you don't need to hope someone wakes up on time. And there's no traffic. You could run this from home. You don't need to ever leave your house again to run a successful marketing business. Well, guess what? It's only $197 to have that business. And with that, we'll include you in the Nationals, which is a $400 ticket with a $4,000 value, free, just included. And now remember too, when people become an IMA, the IRS treats them differently. If they're just a W-2 employee and then they become an IMA, they are now in a different part of the cash flow quadrant. Did you know that? Okay, if we're talking about the cash flow quadrant, ESBI. Well, if your friend's an employee and they're stuck in here, as soon as they become an IMA, they are now over here. They're self-employed. Now, if you're self-employed, guess what that means? That means you have over 70 additional tax write-offs. Tax write-off. So when you're talking to your prospects and your leads and your friends about becoming an IMA, it's also going to reduce their tax liability. If you got all these tax write-offs, you can use the tax write-offs from your self-employed operation against the taxes on your job and save, save, save. Now they're building up a new skill set. They're saving money on taxes. They're making money. It's a no-brainer to become an IMA. Bob Sires taking on all the risk. So us becoming independent business owners, we're not taking on any risk. So Bob's taking on the risk. All we got to do is basically introduce people. Now, whether they buy or not, that's fine. We're just doing introductions. We don't need to make them buy. We just need to introduce. So the benefits you're currently receiving, right? The benefits you're currently receiving, you get more tax write-offs. You get leveraged income. You get no risk. You get all these things that you're getting, right? Clear vision, support, celebration, accurate information, cash flow, recurring income, peace of mind, stability, all these things you're getting because you made a decision. But your friends and most people in this country are not getting those things you're getting. So my invitation and my pitch to my friends is it's not, let me tell you what it's not. It is not this, which I hear IMAs doing. Please don't do this. But don't say, hey, you are wrong. You're an employee. You're wrong. Blah. You should be over here, over here, over here with us. Don't do that. Don't make anybody wrong. That's not what this is about. We're here to improve people's lives, not make them wrong. So instead, what we do, the reason why we're calling them is not to make them wrong. The reason why we're calling them is so they can start receiving the same benefits that I am currently receiving. I use this phrase so frequently. It's not about making them wrong. Hey man, it's not that you being an engineer is going to make you a failure. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is if you become an IMA, if you get involved in Renatus, you can start receiving the same benefits that I'm currently receiving. And then they're much more receptive to that invitation. We're not making them wrong. We want them to start receiving the same benefits that I'm currently receiving. And then those benefits come in all sorts of different ways. Obviously, tax write-offs, cash flow, different banking relationships. Obviously, way more time freedom, right? It's not that I think that you being an engineer is stupid. It's just that I want you to receive the benefits that I'm currently receiving. Like I get to stay home with my family all day, every day, and do what I want with them. So it's not that what you're doing is wrong. It's just I want you to start receiving the benefits that I'm currently receiving. Okay? I got a mentor that's interested in my life improving. I got a community that's got my back. I got this body of knowledge. I got lifetime access to this information that's going to keep me out of trouble, right? I'm interested in you getting involved so that you can start receiving the same benefits that I'm currently receiving. Can you guys say that to more people this week? Cool. All right, so Phil says, I got 2 people coming tonight. I want to introduce them to you. I think just the workshop alone is going to change the way they think. I only got them to join just by telling them a few things that I learned and wrote off of my taxes this year. That's perfect. So this is exactly what Phil's doing. He's saying, look, I'm receiving some incredible benefits. I'm saving money on my taxes. I want you to receive the same benefits. Come to the workshop. Simple. Good job, Phil. That's awesome. That's simple, and it's easy. It's duplicatable. You don't have to put a bunch of ads on Facebook and all over the place to try to figure out campaigns. Just call a few friends. Let them know the benefits you're receiving and how you want them to start getting those same benefits. Cool, man. Good job. It's exciting. And they're going to pick up on your excitement and your passion, your enthusiasm about this, and take the same steps you take. Okay, in Utah, is the Thursday night follow-up not happening any longer? No, follow-ups are done on Fridays. They're no longer doing it on Thursday night presentations. There are a few other things to plug in on Thursday nights, like the iOS, the onboarding, the AIT Mastermind, the Essentials Mastermind. There's a bunch to still plug into over there. But you're right, we will funnel everyone into the Friday follow-up in Utah. Okay, now, with that being said, who's going to be at Nationals early? This is what we need some help with. I need 15 volunteers to help me, and V, and Josh White. We have a plan. We have an objective on Tuesday at 10:30 a.m. We need to meet at corporate and get a few things ready for the Nationals for Thursday morning. We need to get it ready Tuesday morning. So we're going to meet at corporate, and we're going to meet at 10:30. Lunch will be served, and then we'll get back to work. It should really only take 2 to 3 hours if a bunch of people show up. I will be there. I'll be arriving early Tuesday, and then I'm staying until Tuesday. So I'll be there a whole week. So if you wouldn't mind reaching out to Josh. Josh, I will put his phone number up in the chat box here. Okay, 801. Let's see if I have it memorized. 915. No, I don't know. Josh, what's your phone number? Will you put it in the chat box, please? There it is. 801-897-6015. It's a good phone number to keep because Josh is well informed about what's going to happen this whole weekend at Nationals. So show up Tuesday. Take a tour of the new corporate facility. We'll work for a few hours. They'll feed us, and then we'll get back to living our lives. So appreciate those of you who are willing to help. Reach out to Josh. Let's stay connected. If you have any questions or if there's anything I could do to help you guys, here's my phone number, 801-882-4174. I don't know why that went to private. Everyone, let's try that again. Copy, paste. Okay, listen guys, we're a team. We need to work like a team, act like a team. So that means support like a team. That means ask for help like a team. If you need help, ask. Okay, what kind of team member doesn't ask for help? A non-team member. So go ahead and ask for help. We're here to help. You're a leader in your own right. People are looking up to you. Maybe they're not telling you they're looking up to you, but they're watching. They're looking. They're paying attention. So work on yourself harder than you do on your job. Get to nationals. Invite more people because you want them to start receiving the same benefits that you're currently receiving. So get out there, make a difference. Be known for adding value to people. See, at the end of the day, I don't care if I'm perceived as annoying or I'm bugging people, because the people who I have helped and the lives that are changed because of me being quote unquote annoying or me being quote unquote pushy, blah, blah, blah. Look at all the lives that are changed, including mine. So you need to get out of your own head, get out of your own way, go change more lives, get them involved in nationals. If they need help getting to nationals, rent them a car. I've got a van here in Denver. We're putting people in the van. Get on over to Salt Lake. Let's go. Let's figure out how to get as many people there as possible. We're on a mission to change the country. You're part of it. Don't just watch. Participate. Okay, it's Wealth Wednesday. I'll see some of you tonight, and I'll see the rest of you in Salt Lake. I will be in Salt Lake City tomorrow, so spread the word. Let's get the attendance high. We'll see you guys soon, and I'll be hosting Cash Flow in Denver this Saturday, so get your guests there as well. Bye, everybody. Have a great day. Talk to you soon.